Alright, we're at it again. This time I'm making a response to a video by Fanatics4. I believe that's how you say it. I'm scared Sonic Forces may ruin Sonic Mania. Now, you guys know me, at least maybe you do, I don't know. But I don't really like to go after somebody because their opinions are different from mine. If anything, that's petty because I have pretty different opinions from the community. I don't like a lot of the classics. I love 06, Shadow and Black Knight, etc, etc. I'm not exactly what you call the norm in the Sonic community, but there are just some random, just some general structural issues and it's logical, just problems that I have. I guess fallacies you can call it. I don't really know if I'd call it fallacies specifically, but just general issues that I have with just the way the video is, and I'm gonna go through them. Now, don't go attacking this guy, and Fanatics4, I think, what was it, AJ at the beginning? Yeah, AJ. I respect your opinion. You're all good, dude, but these are just some general, issues I see within the video, just at face value. Again, this is going to be more just, let you know about these things by critique type thing. You can take it or leave it, whatever. I'm putting this because, I don't know, it doesn't sit right with me not putting it up here, so let's begin.
Sonic Mania is currently one of my favorite games of this year. I've really loved its mix of new and old level design and mechanics, the awesome bosses, the in-jokes, the music, and so much more. I haven't seen a game that has reinvigorated my Sonic fandom like this one since Sonic Generations way back in 2011. That game really had the same approach. Take what we loved in the classic Sonic games, even some of the stuff we hated, and reimagine it with a more modern design philosophy. For some reason, that is the most consistent way for Sonic Team to make a good Sonic game. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the only way to make a good Sonic game. They've done good things since Sonic 3, contrary to popular belief. But it seems they lose their way when they see a dip in public opinion of Sonic games. They answer this dip by trying to reinvent Sonic, which always ends up missing the point.
On one hand, I could see what you're talking about, but on the other, not really, because, well, one half of it, I'd say 4 games were times where they reinvented the wheel. Adventure, 06, Unleashed, and Rise of Lyric. Let's start with Adventure. Adventure was Sonic's first trek into 3D, and at the time, it worked really well. I still think it's really fun, but on a general, it has very mixed reception right now, but as a whole, it did a good job of putting them into 3D, and as a start, especially for the time. Then we got 06, which just had concepts and just its general design philosophy was different. Even if it wasn't a buggy mess and everything like that, it probably wouldn't really have been as liked as we would expect it to be if it was technically sound. Because just the general philosophies and the concepts within it, it's not really Sonic. They were trying to, you're right, they failed reinventing the wheel there, and it just fucked up. With Unleashed, which is the third one, it didn't really happen. Unleashed had the Werehog, which is what people hated, but in the general consensus, everyone pretty much loved the boost stages, and they wanted to see more of that, which is what we got with Colors, then Generations, and is now what we're getting with Forces. So, I'd say Unleashed was a pretty big success in that regard, even if the general reviews were, very mixed, in the 50s and 60s and such. Rise of Lyric, I don't need to talk about Rise of Lyric. It's basically, Sonic Boom was a spin-off series to begin with, but it's pretty obvious they were trying to do something with Rise of Lyric there, trying to figure out Sonic, because Lost World kind of did bad. They were like, fuck, alright, so we need to figure this out. Ooh, we got the Sonic Boom series, and we can fix everything. And then the exclusivity deal was a thing in the way, so they were like, no, well, have some shitty games. That's pretty much it.
Yes, as I've talked about before in this video, Sonic is supposed to be cool, but cool doesn't mean adult, and adult doesn't mean edge. I don't know where that line of logic came from. So I don't know where they got most of their ideas from. And these ideas have done nothing but serve to harm the public opinion of Sonic even more than being seen as too childish or whatever. Sonic 06 is the first game to doom Sonic's overall reputation, because before that game, I can't for the life of me recall so many people claiming Sonic was never good. Well, No one outside of a fanboy war, anyway. Sonic Team figured Sonic lost his way, and since the blue blur is supposed to be cool, they needed to edge him up a bit. Nothing says cool like a dark storyline, bestiality, and half-finished level designs, broken gameplay physics, and stilted dialogue after all.
Okay, alright, I love how he's saying this as if, like, those were the selling points of 06, like on the back of the box. Get to kiss a cute girl. She's human, by the way. Alright, Edge and Dark Story. While this might not really be something that we're super into, it's like really dependent person to person. Once you're like 14 onward, or like before you're 10 or whatever. For someone that's in like the 10 to 13 range, it's Edge and Dark Story. Those are like the two things put together that make something radical cool, whatever the hell you want to call it, whatever era you're in. And it was just what they like. And that's the general age range that Sega was aiming for a while. I don't know if I would say they're aiming for it now, but they're definitely not straying away from it. And at the time, yeah, they were aiming for it. That was like close, like Shadow the Hedgehog was like right when the E10 rating became a thing. And I think they were going to make it teen at first, but then they saw E10 and were like, oh, let's go for it. So yeah, Edge, Dark Story, that's just been kind of a thing synonymous to that particular age range. Now, on the subject of the bestiality, I'm not going to say anything to you specifically, but anyone watching, go ask somebody what they think of Sonic and Annalise, and if they say they have problems, okay, essentially ask if they have a problem with it being human and hedgehog instead of like the same species. And if they say yes, ask them what they think of Jessica and Roger Rabbit and Beauty and the Beast. I think you understand where I'm going with that. The half-baked level design, I don't really know anybody who's like unless they're like kind of a blind 06 kind of, hey, I don't really know anyone who would say the level design itself is like stilted and half finished. The physics, yes, the physics had problems. The collision, yeah, the collision had problems, but the level design in itself, not really. The level design was different from what we're used to in Sonic games, don't get me wrong there, but I don't really know anyone who genuinely thinks that it was half finished. I've never heard this before. The dialogue, there's not really anything I really need to say here because that's basically, that's kind of opinionated. It's like, I liked most of the dialogue in 06. I don't think it was perfect, but I liked quite a bit of it. On a majority level, not a lot of people liked it, but you know, it's more of a subjective thing than anything else, but I might as well like address it.
Werehog segments. What's with that generation and unwanted werewolf segments? Was Twilight even a thing at this point?
Yeah, the first one was that was 2008. I guess it doesn't really count though because New Moon was the one with the werewolves in it, and that was 2009, which came after. How do I know this?
So yeah, we finally got a couple of good 3D Sonic games in the form of the aforementioned Sonic Generations, Sonic Colors, and although for some reason there's hate in the community for this, Sonic 4 Episodes 1 and 2, which are technically 2D, but they're on consoles, so they count.
I just wanted to address this particular one, just like, because you said you didn't know like why Sonic 4 got that. Basically, Sonic 4 was like, they were trying to like return to that classic area and appease like the classic fans, but they put in modern Sonic tropes and the general modern Sonic like visual style into there, which was along with like the physics that felt nothing like the classics at all. That was pretty much what people's problem was. I didn't play episode 2, so I can't say anything, and I didn't like episode 1 that much, but I didn't really like most of the classics aside from like CD and Mania, so take of that what you will. But that's the general reason why Sonic 4 isn't really favored among fans. Just wanted to get that out there for you.
So with all that said, let's come back to Sonic Forces. It's not looking too good. On an aesthetics and theming level, I can't be the only one getting Sonic 06 vibes from it. The dark, serious tone just never goes over well in Sonic games.
You gotta remember that all those games that had that serious tone also had these gameplay issues that many people just had a problem with. So as far as like critically, yeah, it did. But those gameplay and a lot of other things didn't go over well as well. So it's like, it's not the best instigator of things. And among fans, the dark stories are generally actually preferred. A lot of people like the serious stories and to go really in depth with it. Even amongst like the most avid of Sonic Forces haters, pretty much all of them are like excited for what might come from this story. Again, for you, it doesn't really work for you. Fine. The really lighthearted stuff from like Colors and Generations didn't work for me personally. But like generally, like a lot of the fans have been asking for a dark story ever since like Black Knight was finished. General consensus is Black Knight was like the last game of like a decent story that we had, and people are just waiting for another story to come around. And I feel like Sonic Forces, if anything, is at least gonna try to deliver on that, which at this point, any effort is appreciated for that case, really.
It's a joke for a reason. Certainly not because people love it, it's because it's stupid and eventually hilarious to see a mascot like Blue Chili Dog 11 Cartoon Hedgehog have songs from preteens' playlists to deal with their newly found existential dread playing in the background.
Together we can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you. Push me on through until the battle's won. Destiny lies before you.
Oof, that's some real edge right there.
It's fine to poke fun of all of that in an indirect way, but centering a game around this same theme is like a writer telling a bad joke and poking fun at the fact that they did it in an attempt to excuse and or salvage the act. The Sonic Forces DLC is the perfect example of this. Hey fans, remember how much you hated that thing we did? Lol. Funny jokes. Lol. Here's more of that thing.
Alright. Hold on. Are you saying that because Shadow is playable in DLC in Forces, that means their exact implication was to show, hey, we made Shadow the Hedgehog and y'all wanted to kill yourselves from that game, so here's more Shadow gameplay that is pretty much exactly what Sonic's Boost gameplay is? Where do you get this from, dude? Look, okay, I know I made a comment on your video before, and you said everything you're getting from is communities you've been to, which, alright, fair enough. Maybe you haven't heard this from wherever you're handing out, but most of, like, the people who, like, don't think Modern is, like, a complete twit inherently and needs to die, we've been waiting for multiple playable characters that aren't just some form of Sonic or some custom hero we can create, actually using the characters that Sonic's, like, this as a series has made throughout the years. And that's what a lot of people have been waiting for, myself included, and that's the Shadow DLC, honestly, is just kind of a way of answering that. I don't see any relation to the game Shadow the Hedgehog other than that's the character you're playing as. I don't really understand. I guarantee you would not be saying this if you could play, if they, let's say they made an Amy DLC, just as an example. You wouldn't be making this point at all. You would just brush over it. But because it's Shadow, you're just making some random point. I don't understand where this is coming from.
If Sonic Forces turns out to be bad, I think it'll effectively erase all the goodwill that Sonic Mania garnered this year. Let's all hope that doesn't happen, but those are my thoughts. What do you think?
What do I think? I think that you should not have spent less than, like, even, like, 5 seconds saying anything about the relation of Forces and Mania. If you talked about them both, you talked about them separately. What are you doing, dude? Your video is literally titled, I'm scared Sonic Forces may ruin Sonic Mania. The only thing I'm getting from this is I'm scared and Sonic Forces. That's all I'm getting, with like a bit of Sonic Mania in there, but it's always disconnected from the point about Sonic Forces. There's nothing in here talking about how you think it's gonna ruin that. Like, you talk about how you think Forces isn't going to be that great, fine, but how is that going to really tarnish what Mania has done? If anything, what it's going to do, from at least as far as I can tell, is that Classic's going to get way bumped up in reputation and Modern's going to get gutted. So if you're talking about just Modern getting freaking ruined, fine. Modern's probably going to get gutted in favor of the Classic that everybody loves, and all the Modern fans are going to get left in the dust. The Adventure fans are already cucked. They've been cucked for years, and all you classic fans are gonna give it back. They're gonna take back the freaking Sonic, the precious Sonic. And nobody else is gonna be, and the fan base just in general is just gonna lower it, because like everyone's gonna be fucking sad that nothing is happening for them anymore. And because, believe it or not, there are people who don't live for just the classics, generations, and colors with some handhelds. There are these people around, and yeah, you might not be with those people in your community. You might not hang out with them, which is fine. But I guess is how you may or may not know about it. But I'm learning it to you now. There are a lot of people. The Sonic fan base is very diverse. You'll likely hear people say, Sonic fan base can't figure out what they want. No, it's just that so many different people want so many different things. It's different. You can't really hive mind it. But on a general, some of the things in the video, not only did you not really stay on the topic of the title, so in a way, your video is not even accurate to the title. So like, I guess it's not really clickbait, but at the same time, it's definitely not relevant. But regardless, you also just say things that just aren't right. If you look at like it all, it's just not right. They're not trying to be like, oh lol, look, we made Shadow the Hedgehog the game when they're putting the Shadow DLC in there. That's to give fans what they want. Be able to play as those characters again, which we haven't been able to do since like technically Black Knight. Like, if you don't want to count that because it's a spin-off, the last time we were able to play as Sonic's friends was in Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. The game that was just that bad. If you're not a fan of Sonic Forces, fine. If Sonic Forces releases and everything is just like, oh, you hate it? Fine. But even if it gets critically, like, panned, fine. Doesn't change anything. Any problems I have with this video, any problems that I'm sure other people have with the video. But as a whole, man, you're welcome to not like Forces. Honestly, the fan base is kind of split in half about it right now. So, you're good. I don't really care, man. That's all on you. But I had some problems in this video that kind of went past just the opinions, personally. But, you know, whatever. You can take this video or leave it. You can just forget it even exists. Excuse me. Oh, that was rude of me. You can just forget completely that it exists. You can click off or whatever. It's a long video, so like I don't know why you want to stay. But yeah, you're entitled to your opinion, man. But this is just problems I had outside of that. That's all. If anyone enjoyed this video, I have another video I made like this. It kind of blew up. It was one of the things that even got my channel past 8 subs, actually. It's called Response to Sonic Forces Objectively Bad. So if you want to watch that, fine. But just know that everything to do with that video is kind of over at this point. So you don't really need to say anything to the person who made the video or whatever. Everything's cool. But if you want to see the video, it's here on the end card. So anyway, yeah, I hope you guys had a good time. If not, well, sorry. My name's Plymouth. Have a good one.